lectures and discussion today fruits and nursery maintenance. As well, subtropical and arid fruits, they need a special attention and special management. In today's lecture, we'll discuss about the high density plantation, this tree architecture, rootstock, and mother block and nursery management. As far as the productivity and the quality depends upon several production factors, as you know, in case of temperate fruits, these varieties are very, very important. Rootstock is very important. That needs to be studied, be taken in a very care and in a very scientific and informative manner. Production and protection technologies, canopy management, irrigation, and plant health management are very important in this case. And very, very, very important, it is the last, but it is very important that post-harvest management, how it is be taken. As far as this canopy plant architecture is concerned, it is one of the major production factor which affects the quality, production, quality, yield and quality. When we are going for high density plantation crops of temperate fruit, it's very, very important that we should go for what is plant architecture and canopy management. It is the construction and development of designer fruit trees, tree canopy sufficiently, very, very important and very scientifically organized with optimum stem and branch, shoot and leaf ratio to harvest maximum solar energy. Essential features of tree with an ideal canopy, it should have strong frame of primary branch, wider crotch in scaffold branch, healthy and well-distributed secondary and tertiary branch, sufficient this fruiting terminals in most productive areas, healthy foliage with high photosynthetic efficiency, enough space for air circulation inside the canopy. That's very important. And why we require plant canopy architecture? It is very important to increase the this yield efficiency. So we have to go for canopy architecture to make a canopy, required canopy, to increase quality of the produce, to make high density planting successful, to rejuvenate old orchard, to facilitate cultural practices, to increase input use efficiency, to reduce pest and disease incidences, affect efficient use of pesticide and fungicide, to facilitate mechanization, to reduce the cost of production. The main principles in canopy management is this: maximizing light interception, maximizing light distribution within the canopy, facilitating conversion of sunlight into chemical energy by leaves, facilitating aeration inside canopy, avoidance of buildup of microclimate, which is very important, control plant structure, amendable to mechanization and proportion of different plants. Important. It is a very systematic study and scientifically approach for that. Fruit production in capture and conversion of light matter. The main controlling factors are the amount of incoming radiation, which again depends upon climate and length of growing season, and the percentage of that radiation which is intercepted by the tree, and how efficiently the tree converts that energy into fruit. That is very important. And in case of interception and radiation is concerned, tree training and pruning, choice of orchard site, block size, planting density is very important. Light interception, when we are studying about the light interception is the amount of available light intercepted by the tree canopy and not striking the orchard floor. Interception is a function of plant density, canopy share and size, and leaf area index. Factor for increasing light interception in orchard canopy is very important. Increasing tree density, increasing height of the trees related to the clear ally, increasing the density of foliage in the canopy, or interception and fruit yield is concerned. When we are going for this, let me distinguish between the medium density, that is a hedgerow density is 1100, and in high density it increases to 3300, and light interception 50% in case of medium and 66%. And directly the yield is affected there more than 40 tons per hectare we get in case of medium density. But in case of high density, we can increase more than 70 tons per hectare. Then light distribution. Interception is one aspect, and light distribution is very important, how it distributes. Mainly under tree rows and LI, and should be around 60 to 70%. What are the factors for increasing light distribution within the canopy? Decreasing tree size, light dormant pruning, avoiding and heading cuts, spreading or tying down branch to horizontal position, and summer pruning. A light interception to tree is usually determined by the size and shape of the tree. When we are going for the round crown tree, to increase the tree size and the light distribution in a large round crown delicious apple, we have seen from the diagram, in large and round crown trees, light intensity decreased rapidly with increasing depth of the foliage. And the lower and the center position of tree received very low light, that intensity, that is 60 to 30%. And then in central leader system, when we are, this is the earlier one design, light intensity within large, in case of delicious apple trees, decreased by 58% within about 2 meters from system. Summer pruning is very important in that. In this case, summer pruning improved light distribution in the middle section of the canopy, trained on central leader system, use of interstock, that is Empire M9, MM111, and the greater relative distance of the 1 meter distance between the scaffold, light distribution within the canopy. This is zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. I will explain from the photographs. In case of light distribution in slender, this spindle tree, in case of 14 days after this full bloom, very good light is there. From the 44 days, it is reducing. But from the 74 days on, so this light interception, light distribution is very important. And effect of light interception and distribution on fruit plants. It affects productivity and quality of the fruit, on tree vigor, temperature, relative humidity and airflow, vegetative growth, photosynthesis, efficiency, food quality, and airflow. This is the close picture of that as spots and this close spacing. The canopy, two types of canopy. You can see from the orchard, from the trees itself, when they are on at the required space, light interception is there, light distribution is there. When they are very dense and crowned, and they are having a very close canopy, this light interception is less, and the management is very difficult. When we are taking the yield and total light interception, optimum light interception directly affects the apple yield. From the diagram, it is very much visible that for getting a maximum yield, a proper and optimum light interception, light distribution is required. And when we are seeing about the percentage of radiation, that is full size, more than 50%, expected development is there, and less than 50, it is the less. In case of red color also, spur development also. So when the poor light intensity is there, it leads to this a very poor fruit color, very poor fruit distribution, very poor fruit size, very poor fruit flavor, fruit and development, very less. This is when they are at the tree, when the fruiting is seen, that is the canopy, that the first zone, that is very important, second and third zone. How the fruit development and set is distributed within the different canopy zones. Technique of canopy architect. Then again, it is a scientific and very engineering technique which we are adopting in the orchard. Now it is not the old ones that once the plant is planted and we are waiting for the yield. Now we are going for a very systematic canopy architecture management and planting system. This canopy architect management involves a range of techniques which, after position, amount of leaves, shoots, and fruits in space. For example, what training we are taking, what pruning we are taking, whether we are going for dormant pruning, we will explain in the next slide. And then scoring, gardening, and then bark inversion. Use of genetically dwarf cultivars, selection of proper rootstock, whether it is a semi-dwarf or it is a dwarf, use of plant growth regulators, appropriate use of nutrients, deficient irrigation, use of genetic engineered planting material, which alters architect structure and canopy. Then how the training affects. Training controls vegetative growth, vegetative vigor. It increases light exposure for fruit and foliage, frustrates the pruning and harvest, increase the airflow. General rule for it is by limb positioning. This is very important. Spreading of branch, retention of branch, removal of unwanted branch, training program. This is one of the models that train tree by limb positioning. That is how the branch and spurs, they are being trained by limb positioning, tying and bending. From the picture, it is very much clear how these techniques we are taking for making a particular structure. And then what is the principle of branch angles? From the picture, it is very much clear that the steeper the angle of the branch, the more individual shoot will grow, and the more fruit it will bear, and the less shoot growth it will have. So from the picture, it is very much clear how we are going for the limb bending and making the branch appropriate. That is spreading of the branch, how technically and very useful devices are being used to make the trees, amend the structure, to make the required structure. And then how to choose the training system. And it depends upon environment. For the environment, we have to depend upon soil, weather. Then technical subjects are there: soil management, pruning, irrigation, and nutrient, level of knowledge of the grower. And then tree vigor, productivity, efficiency, cultivar, rootstock, and rootstock intersection, training system, what planting distances, and direction of the orchards. Orchard planting system, tree arrangement in orchard, plant spacing and orientation of the rows very important. Training of the canopy by pruning, as well as the limb orientation, height and shape of the tree is very important. And then this is how we make the spindle bush in apple. This is the first tier, second tier, and third tier, how it appropriate shape comes in the tree. This is the spindle bush system when the planting density is 2,222 plants per hectare at the spacing of 1.5 and 3.0 meter spacing, that is plant to plant, and length row to row. And this most appropriate varieties are Mollis Delicious, Star Crimson, Vista Bella, Red Fuji, Gala, Jonica, Golden Delicious, then Rootstock M9, and yield up to 35 to 45 tons per hectare after 6 to 7 years of planting. Then spindle, this is one of the model of spindle in pair when we are making for the spindle system in planted at the 4.5 input stock, that is Quince Adams. This is how the plants grow in the field. And then spindle in cherry, it is very much clear from the picture. And then central leader system. This central leader system is very old one, but then we have gone for the modifications and make more type of this systems. The primary advantage of this tree form are that it is a natural form and with high light interception and distribution. In mature trees, the upper branch of the tree begin to outgrow the lower branch, causing excessive shade on the lower. Then central leader system, we have to go for that. So many names are there for many systems have been developed from the increasing the light interception distribution. In case of the central leader system, that is a mini central leader system, palm leader system, slender, and the North Holland system. Different names for different this orchardists, they have made the different styles. This is the one of the typical model of that central leader system when we are going for the typical apple tree in the field. This is the almond high density, which we'll call it a medium high density in case of almonds. This is a modified central leader system at Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture in case of almonds. Very good results, very good flowering and fruit set and nut formation. Very good yield have been got from this system. And vertical axis at CITH in case of apple, you can see how they, in case of the spring, this autumn season, and when the plants are in the dormant conditions, we are making for this vertical axis system in case of apple in the field. from the field. You can see that the photographs. This is the vertical axis system in case of when fruiting is there, planting density, we can go up to 8,888 plants per hectare, 1.5 into 0.75 spacing. Varieties recommended are Corat, Fiji, Granny Smith, Spartan, Oregon Spur, Storkinson, and Gala. Rootstock is M9, and yield up to 64 to 94. At the average, we can go for 60 to 70 tons per hectare. And then this vertical axis in case of pear, we can go for on the conference variety that is on Queen's C. Vertical axis in case of cherry, very good system. We have very good. This depends upon how training, pruning, and that this structure formation is there. This light interception, light distribution is there. Then Solax system of training in case of apple, you can see that at planting time, summer time, the first branch downward and getting maximum this light and the fruit development is more. Then Solax system, and in case of cherry also it is being adopted. And then slender spindle system in case of apple in temperate areas in Uttarakhand, in Himachal, and in J&K, especially our institute, that Central Institute Temperate Horticulture has contributed a lot, and very good adoption is there in the farmer field. Super spindle system, we can go up to maximum close spacing, and we can modify it more upright growth. This is a very close picture of this system in the field. Then super spindle system in case of pear also we can go for that. Then tall spindle system planting material in case of apple, which where in the field it is during the winter season we are making it. This is a close photograph of this. Then pomade and trellis system. This is a very good system being adopted at the research level and the farmer field also. Developed first commercial apple orchard with 2-dimensional plant canopy to improve the labor efficiency and named as pomade system. With the time, in number of variation of this system have been developed by using dwarf root stocks, that is regular pomade system, free pomade system, Penn State thin wall trellis, and Lincoln canopy system, elbow trellis, and then stolen system. This is the pomade system. 3 types of we can train, we can make that this planting system, plant architect in the field. Then esplanade system in at Central Institute Temperate Horticulture with close spacing of 1.5 into 3 with the planting density of 2,222. And then V-shaped canopy system. This is a very good planting system being developed particularly for that peach to increase the yield and to allow mechanical harvesting. To improve light interception and penetration of the canopy, a number of variation of the Tatura trellis system have been developed. That is the mini Tatura trellis system, and Geneva white trellis system, Mikado drilling, M8, different shapes and different preferences are there. This is how the picture, this is how we make this V shape in the field. This is a traveler trellis system in case of peach at CATH. You can see this how profuse flowering and light interception is there. No grounding, no more the foliage is in the controllable conditions. No dense plants are there. No this flowering is very appropriate and the fruit set is very good. From picture it is very much clear there. The Tatura system in case of cherry, and the V system in cherry, and V trellis in case of apple system, leader system. When we are going for this traditional system, we are getting up to 25 to 40 tons when we are going for even for this medium density also. But when we are going towards esplanade and the vertical axis system, the yield is more. And rootstock, we are using M9. This is on that a different training system on mean fruit yield. In case of peach and noni, you can see the difference from the data itself. This how this high density affects the yield and quality. This is a close photograph of the fruiting and flowering. This tree architect tree system, tree canopy management in case of peach. Pruning is very important. That basic objective of the pruning is to restore the root shoot. This is how this high density affects the yield and quality. This is a close photograph of the fruiting and flowering. This tree architect tree system, tree canopy management in case of peach. Pruning is very important. That basic objective of the pruning is to restore the root shoot. This is how this high density affects the yield and quality. ratio to obtain optimum balance between the vegetation and the reproductive parts. This dormant pruning is very important, and usually in case of temperate fruits, we are going for temperate. In case of dormant pruning, the best time for pruning is winter, when the tree becomes completely dormant after shedding their leaves. Cultivars susceptible to winter injury are pruned in the late spring or before growing begins. All pruning has a dwarf effect, but dormant pruning produces the most new growth. In case of when we are going for this, beside dormant pruning, we may prune also during July and August to restrict growth of the remove water spouts and remove diseased and damaged woods. To increase photosynthesis, photon influx, flux density within the tree canopy, increase light penetration. Summer pruning improves fruit color for coloring variety grown in the climates where color development is less than ideal. Reduce pre-harvest rot, increase fruit size and weight. And then effect of pruning on 3-year-old fruiting of Jonathan apple. It has been seen that how this summer pruning also affects the yield and quality. And then root pruning is also important, which reduces the shoot growth, increases light penetration, reduce pre-harvest fruit drop, reduce the biennial bearing pattern, increases yield efficiency, increases this fruit color, increases fruit fund and soluble solids. This is getting and notching can also promote the shoot growth. This is one of the practice. Use of genetically dwarf cultivars, that's Oregon spur, you can see, Miller study spur, Red Chief, and Tidman early Warsaw. Super Chief spurs are there, Washington is there. Then in case of apple, we are having dwarf rootstock, semi-dwarf root stocks, high density, medium or low density planting we are using. So different rootstocks are there. One should be very clear about the rootstock selection because rootstock determines the tree canopy and its structure. This is apple rootstock, how it behaves like in case of MM11916, then Malling 7A, then Malling 26, then Malling 9 series. When we are going, but it is all from the picture, it is very much clear that which type of canopy we require. In case of quince, in case of peach, pear also. In case of cherry, we can go for different Gazala groups and then other colt and all that, but it all depends upon which type of canopy and this high density we require. And this is how this picture, that's how structure when we are going for low density, medium density, we are this very low density, very high density, and different the structure of the tree is there and spacing also alters with that. And interstock is also required sometimes. Most of the dwarfing and semi-dwarfing clonal rootstock have poor anchorage due to brittle roots and shallow root system, requires staking and trellis where support. Use of dwarfing rootstock. We are using interstocks also, providing best means of overcoming this problem. Generally, dwarfing rootstock M6 M8, 9, 27C, 6B9 case of apple. Then use of this tree structure and fruiting and color development. This is apical dominance, how it is required for this. In case of making it the spot type feathering of the plant, can use bromelain, Maxell, and Tiburon plant growth regulators also. And control the vegetative growth through chemicals also is possible. We can use that this trade name is named as this Apogee and Regalis in a number of countries as a plant bioregulator for plant trees with which offer an alternative growth. Some of this research level and some of the farmers, they are using it. It can be used in the farmers. This is a summarize how this high this central leader system, spindle system, head system, control system, cotton system, splendor system, vertical system, how the fruiting and the structure behaves in the field. This is a close-up of this per Joramine, then all other varieties. This different type of varieties are we are having in the field. Star Crimson is there, Red Fuji, there, Red Fuji is there, Oregon Spur is there, and Miller Study Spur is there, Red Chief is there, Tedman earlier, and then Core Red Fuji, Super Chief. This is medium density comparison photograph is there. These are the different dwarf Nishan varieties, Oregon Spur, Red Chief. All these, when we are talking about the dwarf Nishan varieties, we should go for development of very rich and very strong mother block. Mother block should be very compact. They should not be too young to be in case of when we are using mother block. Two young plants should not be used as a scion stick and all that. It should be mature enough. And two old plants are also not. So one should be very much ready for nursery management, nursery for rootstock, making mother blocks. Mother blocks should be very healthy, free from disease, and very handy disease management practices should be there so that the mother block is very healthy and readily available. Well-planned mother block and rootstock management and selection of site is very much required for the nursery management. These are the different varieties. This is low chilling cultivar suitable areas with low chill. Nowadays in urban, this horticulture is in case of apple, this Anna, Dorset Golden, and Winter Banana, and then Jonathan, and then Harman varieties are there. And then these are the n number of varieties are there which are having a low need 300 or less hours of chilling. Low chill variety released by ICAR-Central. Then there is a requirement for in case of future when we are thinking about again urban horticulture and our development of designer tree model balanced shoot and
Mr. Desh Beer? Hello. Mr. Desh Beer, we lost your voice. I can't hear you. Can you please log in once again from your mobile? I only can see your screen, but not your. I can't hear voice. Please log out and please check your mobile whether you're logged in from mobile or not. Mr. Desh Beer, please log up and re-log in from your mobile. I can't hear you. Mr. Desh Beer, can you please log in from your mobile? I can't hear you. Dr. Desh Beer, can you please stop sharing the screen? And
Hello.
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
You can stop sharing the screen.
Okay. Okay.
And if possible, you can on your video. Click on stop sharing, that blue color button. Pop up.
Okay. 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 Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll take up some questions because we have left already we have passed the time. So what are the key advantages of high density plantation for temperate fruits?
In case of temperate fruits, we can get maximum return from the less space and this more varieties. This spur and late varieties we can take, and then mechanization is very easy. Disease management is easy. Interculture and management is easy. Harvesting is very easy, and more good color and yield we can get.
Okay, and how does high density plantation affect the yield and productivity of temperate fruit crops?
Fruit crops.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, maximum this light when we are going for this modified canopy architect system and high density plantation, this more light interception is there, and distribution of light is very important. That you know that how this sink this energy from the sun, it is being taken by the plant in an appropriate manner, and more color is development is there, juice is more. And moreover, this distribution of light from the sunrise to sunset, it is very uniformly distributed, and disease management is very easy. And ultimately, we get a good yield and crop and very crispy and very colorful fruits.
Okay. And what are the essential factors to consider when selecting suitable temperate fruit varieties for high density plantation?
Yeah, it is a slope of the land, and then area where we are taking, whether it is a low chill or high chill, we have to modify. We can take any design, but we can modify a little bit with the ease of the orchardist. He can a little bit. The main factor is that how to manage the spur, as in case of apple when we are when discussing, and this varieties and root stock is very important. Very important is training and pruning. If at appropriate time pruning is done, we can get a yield of more than 70%. If the yield, if the training is wrong and this pruning and training is wrong and wrong time and wrong technique is there, then again we have to, we will be on the loss.
Okay.
Hmm.
And what are the recommended spacing and planting techniques for high density plantation of temperate fruits?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you
Yeah.
can you repeat this question?
What are the recommended spacing and planting techniques for high density plantation of temperate fruits?
Yeah, it depends upon whether we are going for this medium density or high density. When we are going for high density, we are very close spacing. When spindle system is there, we can go for row to row up to 2 to 3 meter, and from plant to plant 1 to 1.5 meter. And when we are going for in case of almond, we have to go for 2.5 meter to 3 meters. And rest in case of peach also we can go for this 1.5, 2 meter to 3 meters, plant to plant, space to space.
Okay. And how does high density plantation impact water and nutrient management for temperate fruit crops?
Yeah, it is a very important question that in case of high density plantation, we have to go for water management because we are using this M9 M9 root stocks having the root zone very less root zone as compared to seedlings. So we have to give regular this drip irrigation by drip means irrigation, but excess water we cannot give and less water we have to management the water. So that is one thing. Second is nutrient management. Nutrient management in case of high density plantation is little different from the conventional system because we have to feed the maximum trees and in a very regular manner. And thirdly is microclimate and disease and pest management. It little difference from it.
Okay. And what are the common challenges and potential solutions in managing pests and disease in high density plantations of temperate fruits?
So these universities and this organizations like Central Institute of Temperate Horticulture, they have developed a very good system of that disease and this nutrient management. They are having a complete manual for that. That complete information can be got from them, year to year, plant to plant, and which time it can be.
Okay.
Because in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and J&K, it little difference. There is a different of 15 to 20 days of this fruiting and flowering. So management little differs, but basic is same.
Okay. And what pruning and training methods are most effective for maintaining high density plantations of temperate fruits?
Yeah, in case of this temperate fruit, particularly that of stone fruits, we are going in the month of November, and in case of this apple and plum fruits, we are going in the month of December. Up to December 10th, we can go for that. So particular system is there how to manage this the trellis and this branch. They're manifold, they're branching, they're bending, and the particular pruning is required. And this we have to prune so that we can get maximum spurs.
Okay. And
particular training is required. I will prefer that these farmers, they should they get trained from the institutes, their nearby university, how to train this high density plantation. They should not go by their own because it differs from the previous ones, traditional ones. It is better to have some very good trained technical person in the field.
Okay. And what are the key considerations for managing the canopy and light interception in high density plantations?
Again, can you repeat the question?
What are the key considerations for managing the canopy and light interception in high density plantations?
Yeah, it is the age of the plant. It is a fruit type, variety type, and root stock. It determines this high density plant how to prune and how to train it.
Okay. And what are the important steps in nursery maintenance for propagating temperate fruit crops?
Yeah, that is very important. Firstly, that they should have a rootstock mother block, and then scion stick mother block, main donor plant. This mother block should be very rich, very healthy, This appropriate variety should be there. They should be disease free. Their time to time virus indexing should be there. They should not be infested with the virus and other diseases and insect pests. They should be very clean. They are, particularly when they are using bud stick or sham stick, it should not be of juvenile stage. It should be of a bearing tree and not too old, 35 years old or 40 years old and all that, having disease and all that. Those plants should be rejuvenated, then again used. One thing, this mother block should be very compact. It should be approachable to the road, having the water, the resources, and having the drainage, well managed drainage system. Because when the drainage is not there, the water retention is there. So many this phytophthora and other fungal and all these problems, bacterial problems will be there. And secondly, this mother block should be having, it should be protected by windbreaks and all that, so that this extreme climates should not affect this mother blocks and all that. One thing, it should not be nearby factories and this hazardous materials. Some unit is there, some chemical industry is there. It should be away from that. Moreover, and this root stock should be handy. They should be very rich, and appropriate root stock should be there. It should be virus free, and this farmer should have multiplication propagation techniques of these trees. How to make the budded plants, grafted plants, because new techniques are emerging in the market, in the institutes. They are being available there. How to get maximum plants, maximum budded plants, maximum these grafts in the particular season, and season should be considered in mind. It should be very computerized management program, so that the farmer and the orchard should be very handy to propagate the plant, nursery plant, and to dispose it to the require this end users. That is.
So now we have the last question. How can nursery maintenance practices be optimized to ensure healthy and vigorous plants for high density plantation?
Yeah, that is. Whenever you are starting with the mother block, it should be having a very good label. It should be labeled. It should be true to type. It should be free from disease. It should be very healthy. And secondly, we should not consider about the yield when we are using the mother block for making the nursery. So it should be ready, having a maximum this bud sticks, graft sticks, and in case of root stock, it should be readily available, because temperate horticulture, temperate fruits are climate subject. This very particular time, very narrow range of time is there for going the grafting, for budding. This should be always available there. Moreover, this very controlled conditions, this modified and very high tech this nursery, this structure should be there. Fogger should be there. Mist chamber should be there, and this net system should be there. They should be really well connected with the electricity. They should have a very good facility of irrigation. Moreover, this drip sprinkler, drip and fogger should be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So final question, like, please let us know a little about your career background and what made you to take an interest in joining the agriculture sector.
Yeah, madam, I'm born brought up in Kashmir.
Okay.
So well having this interest towards this fruit industry. So after doing my BSc Agriculture and MSc and other this PhD from Punjab Agriculture University and Agra University respectively, I qualified for ARS, Agriculture Research Services. I became scientist. I worked in Port Blair, Andaman Nicobar Island on tropical fruits for 16 years. I'm having a credit to develop one banana variety, banana Musa balbisiana variety Andamanica from the Andamans. Work for mango, work for this tribals of the Andaman Nicobar Island. So my career was started there. Then I shifted to arid horticulture in Bikaner. Worked for arid horticulture. I worked on post-harvest engineering and technology, that is Abohor. From last 13, 14 years, I was in Srinagar as a scientist, as a head. And then for 6 years, I was director there on Temperate, this Central Institute for Temperate Horticulture. So I got one post-doctorate from USA. I traveled European countries, USA, Central Asian countries in the field of horticulture development, horticulture research, and all that. It is all my career.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Dr. Desh Beer, thank you for a detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we'd like to thank you for the presentation. So now meeting will now be closed.
Thank you. Thank you, madam, for your nice organizing and coordinating the meeting.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.